Hi guys, it's Nikki, you also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching October 16, 2020. It's a Friday, and thank you for watching the Awesome10X live global market update. Before I begin, there's already a question. Hi, Miss Nikki. For 10 years, which company gives a 10x? Is it C Limited or Shopify? Between the two, my answer there is C Limited, but Shopify will still continue to grow. I think Shopify could continue to give you a 10x. Well, it's not 10x returns given that Shopify already went from 18 to 1,100. It's already done a 50x move for the last 5 years. Nonetheless, Shopify at 1,000, I do foresee that it can go to about $2,000 to $3,000. Give it a few years. With 10x moves, C Limited went from 10 to $170. There's so many questions that that you are asking, but I'll get to the work on the commentary, answering the comments. But give me a few. Just give me about 10 minutes to discuss what happened last night. Before I begin, guys, we here at Awesome10X, actually, I do believe that the best way to help the bottom line of business is to help the bottom line of thousands of ordinary investors. That is what Awesome10X do believe in. And today is a Friday, so remember that on Fridays, we have free Friday classes. So actually, later on, October 16 today, I'm going to discuss a portfolio construction for beginners. I'm going to also review the Awesome10X free Friday class picks. If you listen to Awesome10X on our free Friday class picks, the companies that we believe are 10x, are you profitable if you bought it on the same day that we released those picks? So those are this is going to be an interesting class. It's a 1 hour dissection of all our free Friday class picks. I do hope that you watch me later, and I'll give you a way to construct for a beginner, assuming you know nothing about the US, or even if you know something, I guess you will still learn something from us. Why should you invest globally? Why should you actually do more? Why should you diversify? Portfolio construction. Those are the topics that I will discuss. And how do you identify the companies, and give a conclusion on your 10x picks, assuming today's market. Those are the topics that I will discuss. Do watch that today. There are a lot of 10x companies, and wait, I'm trying to find for an article that I made in the past, and I'm gonna repeat it. Wait, how to apply the art of Lego to trading and investing. I know that. What's your system thoughts on timing, integration? I did that already. Wait, I'm thinking about what buy great businesses, diversification versus concentration. Here. Okay, let me read this to you. So, naturally, all of us have different, we actually all have different experiences, and we all come from different facets in life. I'm gonna try to explain to you that not long ago, yours truly was not a very profitable trader. Neither was I a profitable investor. I'm happy to share to you, though, that I am now a very profitable investor. What made me construct portfolios, help people make money? What made Awesome10X exist? Okay, there's this book, and I entitled it "Rock Bottoms." No, sorry, I made an article. Actually, I did it for myself, but now I'm sharing it for you. Rock bottoms and small wins motivate change. Chip and Dan Heath wrote in their book Switch how to change things when change is hard. People are reluctant to alter habits that have been successful in the past unless they have a rock bottom crisis. Examples of a rock bottom crisis: people would never go into stocks unless cash was yielding so low that they needed to go other ways to augment their income levels. Number two, people would not stay away from penny stocks unless they lose a significant number on them. Number three, example of a crisis. People doesn't believe in the power of long-term investing unless they lose so much trying to predict what would happen tomorrow, next week, next day. People don't diversify unless they went all in on a stock. They lost a significant amount of money. People do not understand risk management until reckless sizing blew up in their face. Why am I talking about this? Some people made money on Fastly. Some people lost 27% on Fastly. But to me, financially speaking, if you were diversified, That is not something that you should be afraid of. I will answer all of your questions later, guys, but let me just finish. Um, People sadly need a crisis to tell them to change. People have to realize that they've tried to buy the method of buying companies that have in value, assuming cheap valuations, only to realize that great businesses have always been about buying high, all-time highs, and they needed to understand why they are rising and continuing to rise. People don't know how to be helped until they hit rock bottom. People only realize that they need to ask for help and action when they've already lost money, and they realize that they cannot retire with the savings that they have. Rock bottoms are most often the only time that they will choose to listen. Traders are only humble when the markets have taken their money. The sad part of life is we only learn proper long-term investing principles when we've lost. But fret not. The key to making money involves not having a lot of money. I know that is a little bit weird. You might say, can I become $1 million if I only have $10,000 today? The question is, how much time? You have $10,000 today. I can probably help you your $10,000. Let's grow that to $15,000. Let's grow 15,000 to $20,000. When your confidence is better, you'd see that you have a system. Eventually, yes, whether it takes you 5 years, 10 years, you will achieve money that you probably never thought that you could. Small wins motivate long-term goals to instill hope and optimism and excitement that you can hit those 10x returns. One way to motivate you for action is to know that actually you're already closer to the finish line than you might have thought. Why is it that you have to think that you are closer to the finish line? Why? People are always happy when they are partly finished with a long journey than to be at the starting gate of a shorter one. The sense of progress is critical because we, as human beings, can be easily demoralized. We are easily derailed. We need reassurance that we are moving in the right direction. And these are the steps of the journey. We don't like to do things with no immediate payoff. For instance, what if you limit your investment for only 5,000 pesos or just $100 per month or only $1,000 to get you started? With a small win as a milestone, can you make your $5,000 become $10,000? Can you earn $500 with $1,000? Start small, learn because small wins are milestones and within reach. Example, um, have you ever tried to buy a high quality business and hold it forever? Those things are things that I teach in Awesome 10X. I talked about why there are creation of 10x opportunities, dying industries, and creation of 10x opportunities. With death comes life. Within every disruption or causes of major unemployment is also an offsetting wave of new technologies that forces humans to adapt. Take a look at these examples below. Examples of 12 dying industries retrieved from 2016 by Steve Burns, courtesy of Steve Burns. He talked about dying industries, brick and mortar retailers. Who profited from brick and mortar retailers? E-commerce. Would you have made 10x on that? Yes. Traditional newspapers and magazines, yes, we change into digital advertising. Phone books, yes, we don't need your phone books. We can just call somebody online on Facebook or Viber or Messenger and all these things. We don't need a telephone because we have a smartphone. We don't need maps because there's Waze. We don't need television because there's Netflix and YouTube and Bilibili and Twitch and Huya, right? These things are changed. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. The wave of e-commerce beneficiaries. Okay, I'm not here to discuss all of that, but you get my point. You have to change your mind. What is dying and what is not dying? That's the first question. So once you know that, you can understand secular trends. Example, I'll tell you what. We always said that we are going out of fossil fuel and we are going and heading into solar. Why? For many reasons. You can, of course, go to my classes for an in-depth understanding why I kept on harping on solar companies. We have made 100%, 500% on some. Example, okay, for solar, does that look like a chart that will fall? No. Enphase, does this look like a chart that will fall? No. In fact, guys, if you were investing in Enphase, even for the last 4 years, you'd have made something like this. Let's say you have invested at $20. It's at 110. If you've invested at 10, now don't tell me, Nikki, you're telling me things that are spilled milk. No, I told you about Enphase as early as 20 and 45. You were not an Awesome10X subscriber. You were not listening to me, not me. Okay? So example, what will you do with your winners? Your winners have to be held. Now, if you don't have Enphase and you're entering at 110, your risk is that Enphase goes to $80. Therefore, you're late. But it doesn't mean that if you're late on Enphase, does it mean that you could be late in other solar companies? The answer is when you're late in a company, try to find if there are category peers in the same industry, in the same ecosystem. Take a look at First Solar. We said let's buy at 60. Now it's at 80. If that breaks above 80, can it go to 100, 120, 140, 160? The answer, we think, is a yes. That's why we're holding our First Solar. We actually bought more at 61, 62, 65, 69. We're not selling our winners. What happened to SunPower? Let me discuss. SunPower, we bought at 7. Now it's at 16, 17. Some of us bought even as high as 11, even as high as 16. We bought here at about 7. We were not able to buy at 4. Okay, we weren't able to buy at the lowest low, but when we knew that this one is a 10x move, we bought it at even here at about 7. Okay, that was 9 to 11 before because we also got the Maxion power spin off. We got the Maxion. Okay, so Maxion and SunPower. Take a look what's happening. This is what you call a technical flag. Now, for fundamentals, we also do that. Awesome10X does 1-hour deep dives. I cannot tell you why I like First Solar, why I like Canadian Solar, why I like Enphase. You have to go to Awesome10X for that. Go to awesome10x.com. This is our website. Wait lang. You go to my courses. You sign up. When you sign up, you get your email password. You get our core training. You get our inner circle. Look inside the products. Our product is we help you as a newbie learn how to have a 10x life, how to get 10x returns. We discuss each one of them. Ericsson, Smurfit Kappa Group, Bloom Energy, Alteryx, the plummeting cost of solar. Okay, why don't I show you a few things, even at October 6? But you could see that we do a lot. And it's deep dive. It's deep dive, meaning I explain why First Solar, why Sunrun, why... Actually, we were identifying that ever since July 28, Canadian Solar. That's why we were able to get Canadian Solar as early as 22 to 24. Canadian Solar right now is trading at 39. This is not me telling you that I know the future. But when you do diversification and when you understand secular shifts, we're not talking about earnings reports. We're talking about secular shifts. There's a changing of the guards. From fossil fuel, we're going to go alternative energy. From diesel-fired engines, we're going to go electric vehicles. You have to know those secular trends. Now, where am I? So what does CSIQ look to you? An uptrend. So at 24, we bought. At 29, we bought. At 38, we bought. Where are we going to sell? Until the thesis ends. Until the thesis ends does not have a target price. Yesterday, if you were listening, I said that Peter Lynch said, when do you sell? Somebody asked Peter Lynch, the Fidelity Fund Manager. Peter Lynch said, Walmart, I bought it. I made 500-fold, not by assuming or anticipating corrections. I make more money holding winners as long as the thesis remains intact. And for your information, guys, if you don't know who he is somebody wherein if you invested in Walmart in the IPO, your $5,000 in 1960 is a fucking $100 million today. Okay, I think it's about $75 million or $80 million or something like $100 million for the future. Why? Because Amazon went from small store to really the largest store in America, $500 billion in sales, even with Amazon. Can you imagine making 20% return for the last 60 years? This Walmart family is the richest in the world and in America. And this one made a lot of shareholders rich. If you invested in McDonald's ever since, you'd have been like, you should just retire. Okay? This was there, okay? Like 5 centavos, 4 centavos. Because there were so many stock splits. There was so many, what's the lesson? I'm not talking about spilled milk. I studied what was the recipe of 10X winners. Why do you think? I know that C Limited at 35 was going to go 40, 50, 60, 100, 110, 150, 160, 170 because we studied 10 cent. Because we studied all the gaming companies in the world, the cash flows. We studied what happened on e-commerce giants. If the thesis is intact, there is no reason to sell, even if you're up 300% or 400%. But that doesn't mean that C Limited will not fall. It can fall. It depends on your outlook. Are you there for a decade or are you there for a day? Take a look at this. This is C Limited. You ask me, C Limited, Shopify. Some of us would sell some here at 169, sell some at 194, sell some at 212 or 238. I am aware that we are at resistance zones. That is the technicals in me. But I do not sell everything. I do not need to sell everything. If you have 1, 2, let's assume one arrow represents 10 shares. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You've got 80 shares. Even if you sell 20 shares here and 20 shares here, you have free money. It's called free ride. If you have just 1,000 shares of Amazon at $3, your $3,000 is now $3.5 million. These things you might say, well, you had to hold 20 years. Indeed, you need to hold 20 years. And you know what, me? I'm just happy if I can hold 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, as long as the thesis is intact. Okay, now, what is a good entry price for Nano Dimension and SBE? We said last week, is NNDM a buy? We said that we think it was. And indeed, yes, we made 100% already. From October last week till now, what did NNDM do? From $2, now it's about $4. We bought here, right? We featured it here. $2.25, now it's $4. Here at about $4.48, I could sell half. Whether this one goes up to 7 or 10 or goes down to 3, I have a free money move. I have a free money move. I can sell at 4, half, and I can just do anything I want. That is the power of holding winners and never selling all. So if you don't have Nano Dimension, the answer is, can you still buy today? The answer is no. If you want to buy NNDM today, you are taking a risk that it goes to 3.5, that it can go to 3. But you are also potentially going to see it go to $6, $7, $8. That's also possible. I don't predict targets. I said that NNDM has the capacity, the high PEDs. I can discuss to you 5 minutes, 30 minutes. I really need to study whenever I study, I do 1 hour deep dive, sometimes 3 hours, 8 hours, that you actually are getting a lot of free stuff. For $40 per month, just watch this and you'll learn a lot. You'll learn and you'll earn. That's the most important thing, you'll earn. What is the entry price for Facebook? Facebook was a free money pick we gave. Facebook is a company that we said you'll make money while sleeping for so many reasons. Digital advertising, e-commerce and Instagram, Facebook Pay, Facebook Gaming, Facebook Horizon. Just watch that class again. If you've learned that Facebook is a buy, what will you do? First, you allot your investments. Actually, we already said this project. Your project is asset allocation. If I earn only $1,000 per month, how much should I allocate to Facebook? We can start with just 5% or $50. Now you might say, that's too small. $50, how can I be rich? Okay, so let's make it 10%. Allocate $100 to Facebook. The point here is that that $100 is not meant to be sold tomorrow, even if that $100 went 20% tomorrow. That $100 has to be there for your future next year, next year, next year, next year. That means that every time you have monthly payments, you've got more money, you can add and add and add. Typically, I'll tell you guys what. For every $10,000 account, that should represent 25% of your actual net worth, meaning you have to have 20% of your actual net worth in stocks. Now, some of you are small money, so you can't do 25% of your actual net worth, then let's not do 25%. But whatever you can save, money that is apart from your daily expenses, emergency cash, you have to invest for your next decade, not for tomorrow. Now, is Facebook a one-decade play? I think so. So, if we think that Facebook will go 370, it will go $400, it's not going to happen tomorrow, guys. It's going to happen 2022, 2023, 2025. Look, if you invested in Facebook in the last 5 years, this is what your money would have been, okay? In the last 5 years, let's say even if you just bought 2015, 2016, you got in at $90, today it's 200%. But it's still not the end of the story. Is the thesis wrong? No, it's still continuing to go higher. It can go $500 someday. So the question is, do you have 5 years to wait? Maybe the real reason why you're not making money is your time frame is too limited to tomorrow and the next week. That's why you're not making money. You make money thinking long term. What are the companies that I will hold for a decade, not for a day? Those are important things. The entry price for Facebook is, I think, the recent price of 245 and 255, this was falling there. It's a buy. Even at today's price of 266, it is still a buy. Even when it fell last week, last month, the only drop of Facebook was just, during September, the only drop of Facebook was this one, 240. Some of us have Facebook here at about 200. When this was the Facebook boycott, this was the March pandemic. This was the boycott advertising, 209. What do you call this? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. That is also an important criteria for your 10x investments. Higher low. What is your opinion on SunPower? My opinion on SunPower is that I practically don't care if SunPower goes 14, 15, 13. I'll buy it if it goes there because I believe that SunPower goes higher and higher in the next 5 years, 10 years. My outlook is not tomorrow. What is the good entry price of VUZI? Is it still at 10x also? And Lemonade, what is it is it a good entry price? VUZI, we liked it at 2.6. VUZI right now is 4.6. Let's take a look at my pick. VUZI. We bought VUZI here at about 2.6 July. Today at 4.6, I think that it is still a buy. Where will it go? At 4.6, it can go to $4, but it can also go to 7 and 9. The question is, are you of the belief on wearable trends? My answer is yes. So I have an allocation on VUZI. It is free money on my part. After I sold my half, my 260 is intact. I'll let it go wherever it goes. 460 goes $4. I don't care. I'll hold it. What is your opinion on Lemonade? We also featured Lemonade at 48 to 50. Now it's about 68 or 63, something like that. So we're up. For Lemonade, so I think like here we featured this as a free Friday pick. I think this one is making a flag. So maybe some people who don't have Lemonade can make an entry point here at about $60. Maybe you can buy here at about 62, 61, 60, just 5% or 3%. We do have some resistance pressure here at 70. We said that there was a resistance at 70 and we have a resistance at 90. So be cautious that 70 and 90 are resistances. But at 50, 50 is a support, 55 is a support. Okay, so I have a lot of ideas. I do it daily for you. It's a market update. I want you to make money because what's the point of making money if you aren't sharing to your community. You should. You need to make money, share it to your community, smash that like button. The 10x principle is to ensure that you are rich financially for yourself, but also you ensure that you are getting richer also with helping other people in your life. Do you want to enter DraftKings at this level? Sorry, no. DraftKings is not something that I believe in. I could be wrong, but I think that DraftKings is just too expensive at these levels. I think that we have more chances in other companies. I'll tell you what I'm taking a look at. This is a company that I said last Friday. I gave it as a free Friday pick. Live Oak. Last Friday, where was Live Oak? It was at 10.3. I bought at 10.3. What you will learn from me is that whatever I say on Friday, I am a believer of what I say. What I say, if I have money, I buy. And that is what you'll learn later. Today is a free Friday class pick again. I will tell you upon portfolio construction, what would have been your money if you listened to Awesome 10X in the past, and if you will listen to 10X in the future. Any insights for Fiverr? I think I'm late with Fiverr, so I don't want to buy it at these levels. If you have Fiverr, you can sell some. But if you don't want to sell at so here I saw you take a look. I made an arrow sell. Where will I think it will go down? It can go down to 130, but you don't need to sell all. If you have it at 80, if you have it at 129, 130, you sell partial at 170, and then you have a free ride to the moon. It can go to $250 for all I care, or it can go to $150. I don't care as well. When you learn how to do diversification, when you learn how to trim your position, you don't care about volatility. The volatility is in your favor. The market crashes SunPower. What do I care? Give me $12 SunPower, I'll be happy. But the people who over limit that 16 level, if they buy all of their money at 16, it goes $12 tomorrow, they cry already. And the reason is not because SunPower made a problem to them. The problem is that they did not diversify. So, the law of Awesome 10X, winners win, diversification, secular trends only. I actually put it here, medium.com. I made the Awesome 10X commandments. This is my thou shall not version. Do watch, do read. Winners win, Tina Tutam. Never sell your winners. Decades not days. Surround yourself with winners. La la la. Actually, I want you to win. Awesome 10X wants you to win. How about Autodesk, ma'am? Autodesk, I'm late. Between Autodesk, what I did was I just bought Unity. So you know that I bought Unity at 67, 77, 84. Right now, Unity has 91. I held my Unity because winners know how to hold winners. That said, I know 95 to 100 is a resistance, so it's okay to sell partial at 95 to 100, but never sell all. Because what if Unity goes $500 someday? Yun. So there. If you have Autodesk, and if you've invested that company in the past, you're a winner. But if you're only investing now, I think that I am late. It could go down, could go up, not my problem. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.